Welcome back to the Daily Easy English Talk, the place where mysterious history meets simple English storytelling. Today, we're going to Costa Rica, a beautiful country in Central America. But instead of beaches, volcanoes, or jungles, our story is about something very different. Something strange, ancient, and almost perfect. The stone spheres of Costa Rica. Huge, perfectly round stone balls, some as small as a baseball, others as big as a car, are scattered across the land. Nobody knows exactly why they were made, or how people shaped them so perfectly many hundreds of years ago. So today, let's explore this mystery together. We'll talk about their discovery, how they were made, possible theories about their purpose, and why they remain one of archaeology's most fascinating puzzles. Part 1. Discovery of the stone spheres. The story begins in the 1930s. The United Fruit Company, a big American banana company, was clearing land in Costa Rica to make banana plantations. Workers with bulldozers were cutting trees and flattening the ground when suddenly they found strange round stones buried in the soil. At first, the workers thought they might be treasures. Local legends said that these giant stone balls could contain gold inside, so some people drilled holes in the spheres or even blew them up with dynamite, sadly destroying many of them. But inside there was nothing, just solid stone. Soon, archaeologists became interested. What were these giant balls? Who made them? And why? Part 2. The stones themselves. Today, we know of over 300 spheres, found mostly in the southern part of Costa Rica, especially in the Diquís Delta region. Some spheres are tiny, only a few centimeters wide. Others are massive, over 2 meters in diameter and weighing up to 16 tons. The largest are so big, it's hard to imagine how ancient people moved them without modern machines. What's most surprising is how perfectly round they are. Many spheres are almost mathematically perfect, smooth and symmetrical. Imagine carving a giant rock into a ball. Without metal tools, without electricity, and without advanced measuring instruments. Yet somehow, they did it. Part 3. How were they made? The spheres were usually made from granodiorite, a very hard rock similar to granite. Some were made of limestone or sandstone. The nearest source of this stone was often many kilometers away from where the spheres were found. So how did the ancient people do it? Archaeologists believe they used a combination of hammerstones to slowly chip away at the surface, controlled heating and cooling to crack the rock, polishing with sand to make them smooth. This process must have taken an enormous amount of time and effort. Imagine working for weeks, months, or even years to shape just one perfect sphere. But the biggest mystery is, why go to all that trouble? Part 4. Theories about their purpose. There are many theories, but no clear answer. Let's look at the most popular ones. Status symbols. Some archaeologists think the spheres were symbols of power. Maybe the leaders of villages displayed them to show their wealth and importance, like giant decorations. Markers of territory. Another theory is that they were used to mark land, A group of spheres might show the borders of a tribe's territory. Astronomical alignments. Some researchers suggest that the spheres were placed in patterns that aligned with the sun, the moon, or the stars. Maybe they were used as a kind of calendar to track time or important events. Spiritual or religious purposes. Perhaps the spheres were sacred objects, connected to rituals or beliefs about the universe. In many cultures, the sphere is a symbol of perfection, eternity, and the heavens. Practical uses? Could they have been used in daily life, like grinding stones or tools? Most experts say no. The spheres are too perfect and too carefully made. They were not practical. They must have had a symbolic meaning. Part 5. The Mystery of Perfection. One thing is clear: the makers of these spheres cared deeply about perfection. Think about it. Why not stop when the stones were good enough? Why spend so much energy to make them perfectly round? Some believe the perfection itself was the point, to show the community's skill, power, and connection to the divine, to demonstrate control over nature. Even today, when you stand in front of one of these giant spheres, you feel something powerful. They are silent, but they speak through their shape. Part 6. Modern Legacy. In 2014, the stone spheres of the Keys were declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. This means they are protected as treasures of humanity. Tourists can visit them in Costa Rica, in places like Finca 6 Archaeological Site, and see dozens of spheres still sitting where they were placed centuries ago. For Costa Ricans, the spheres are a source of national pride. They even appear in modern culture, on stamps, coins, and as symbols of identity. But at the same time, the mystery remains unsolved. We don't know exactly when they were made, who made them, or why they cared so much about round stones. Part 7. Legends and Speculation. Of course, where there is mystery, there are legends. Some local stories say the spheres were created by the gods, who threw them from the sky. Others say they were weapons of giants. A few modern writers have even suggested connections to Atlantis or aliens. But archaeologists are careful. The truth is probably more human and more amazing. These spheres remind us of the creativity and dedication of ancient people, long before electricity, engines, or modern technology. So, what do you think? Were the stone spheres of Costa Rica a sign of power, a way to track the stars, or just an expression of beauty? Maybe we will never know. But one thing is certain: they are more than just stones. They are messages from the past, perfectly round messages that still challenge us today. Next time you see a simple stone or a ball, maybe you'll think of Costa Rica and the mystery of its ancient perfection. Thank you for joining me today on the Daily Easy English Talk. I hope you enjoyed exploring the mystery of the stone spheres of Costa Rica. If you liked this episode, don't forget to follow, share, and leave a review. Until next time, keep your mind curious and remember, history is full of secrets waiting to be discovered.